Alright. Welcome everyone to episode 5 of TNO USA. And I'm actually glad to tell the people now that with a vote on the community tab from free to zero, we're now going to be doing the Wallace Bennett playthrough. And yeah, like I said earlier from a previous one, I may also do an alternate version where I'll do the LBJ one, just for a little bit of shizzles and the giggles. So we'll be going with Mr. Bennett, the Mormon president. Let's see how that will work for us. But while that's going on, we're still gonna have to handle with the Haitian potential civil war and the South Africa War too as well. Yeah. Hey, at least we're still pushing up in Central Africa, last time I heard, so that's all good. Let's see, Operation Angel. Okay, let's see. And also, I'm sorry, Mr. LBJ, my boy, but maybe in another timeline where I pick you as president, so yeah. Maintaining a social surplus spending, yep, we got it. Divert attention from the military. Here we go. Let's see. The Choice and the Echo. Phyllis Schlafly sat down at her desk in St. Louis, trying to rewrite her book. As she planned the title, A Choice, Not an Echo. She had to throw out her first draft after her altered political landscape of '64 made the old draft worthless. Richard Nixon, the brute that the liberals were right to call a crook, had done himself in politically. That struck Schlafly as being for the best. Then there was Kennedy, whom Schlafly had hated, but his murder that had been awful thing. No one could ever have wanted that. God rest the departed, she muttered as her mind wandered. Goldwater, sabotaged just like Taft was by many internationalists who had been forced to pull out of a contest. Now the RDC primary was between Mr. LBJ, the feckless internationalist, and Wallace Bennett, a Republican in name only. The NPP was hardly better. Their primary was split between the overambitious lunatic RFK and an unredefined, unsuitably liberal Wallace. Wait, hang on. Before I even start, why is RFK still part of the NPP? Like, I don't get it. I passed the Civil Rights Act of 1962, and normally RFK would fully switch to the NPP if like Nixon caused the Northern riots because he vetoed the Civil Rights Act. Like, I don't get it. But anyway, let's move on. Deeply dissatisfied with that, she saw in front of her the political spear. Schlafly sorted the old draft in her binder and put it away, hoping that a new version of her book would make a difference in 1968. As she began to write, the political elite kingmakers steal conventions from the average American voter. Couldn't have said it better myself, honestly. Yeah, really. I really couldn't have said it better myself. Yep, we're gonna be moving past Nixon, boys. Oh, but I'm reveling in the fact saying that he was a crook. Ooh, I'm gonna love it. I'm not gonna say he's a soul in torment. Although, I'm not really sure if I should. I'll just delay it a little bit more longer. We are the Speaker of the White House. As former Speaker of the House, Mr. Lame Duck McCormick occupied a unique position in politics, tasked with leading House of Reps, presiding over the administration of the House and debates held within, and speakers that, at least theoretically and nonpartisan, yada yada yada, American politics can get. Delicate art of meeting between two rival parties requires a certain level of detachment from both inner goings on inside both. And yeah, as President, McCormick can use the prestige of his old position to his advantage, presenting himself as a nonpartisan element, uninvolved in the unfortunate scandals of the past. Or McCormick can distance himself from the taint of a Nixon presidency, styling himself as the clean, uncorrupt voice within the White House. He could use more effectively argue the RDC's case and significantly increase our chances of surviving the incoming election. But still, though, I'm still reveling in the fact that if I say he's a soul in torment, Northern and Western progressives might become unpopular, but as it will set a precedent for its future, or like say he was a crook. Oh, I'm just so reveling in the fact which one to choose. Like, as there is a saying that goes, there's no pleasing all sides, but I think I might delay it just a little bit longer until we get to passing the torch. Because you know what? I say frick it. Let's just go either. We're not gonna choose. Because why even bother to choose anyway? You know. You know what I mean. Like, why bother choose if he's a crook or a soul in torment? Ooh, I love this one! The Civil Rights Act passes. As commitment to providing balanced coverage of the upcoming election, KTVM here in Medford and our satellite station in Calumet Falls, KOTI, have been interviewing different candidates for local, state, and federal races, and to help the people of Southern Oregon determine who should be their best candidate for office. We would like to remind everyone now that KVTM and KOTI are nonpartisan, and we are airing both candidates from the Republican, Democrats, and the MPPs to hear what they have to say. Today, Wayne Morse, one of the candidates for the MPP, has called into station to answer a few questions regarding his coalition platform. Can you hear me, Mr. Morse? Yes, I can. Go ahead. Mr. Morse, I would like to begin about asking you about one of the biggest issues facing the U.S. today, civil rights. With the president having signed the Civil Rights Act into law and worked towards desegregation of American society, can you say you and the MPP are in favor or opposing to this act? Ooh, I love this one. This is a different one. I oppose Nixon on a lot of things, but his support for African Americans is not really one of them. Yep, meaning I oppose Nixon on a lot of things, but his support, I do not oppose that. Or like, ooh, I love this one. I'll choose this one. It's not the government's place to tell the states what to do, and this is just federal overreach. Yep, we'll have a conservative type of bill in our hands, boys. Yep, conservatives will become more towards a conservative civil rights bill for the next 2 weeks, so we'll take that as you may. A responsible White House meeting. And look at that. Our coalition is durable with a 99% terrific. Seems like there could be some hope after all. Appeasing Ruther? Really?
Loud and clear, go ahead, over.
Okay, let's see. Presidential election. Oh, oh wow, the 1956 election was crazy. You had like Republican Everett Dirksen, Claude Pepper, and like, oh man, well this is crazy. Commander in Chaos. Wow, let me read this. Commander in Chaos. McCormick never had seen the Capitol in such chaos, because it's seen the ugliness and confusion behind the scenes first time. It was all worse by the fact no one was actually sure if he was supposed to be filling the role of president at all. He was Speaker of the House, and the chain of command was shot to hell as grinding and halting and actively sabotaging were little working. Wow. And if the Supreme Court intervened, would have to intervene. There's no precedent for this scenario. The one thing no one had expected to happen happened. Oh man. McCormick knew that some kind of status quo would emerge eventually, but it's going to be a painful, difficult, and throughout it, all he had to keep it was from getting worse. They'd get through it. They get through this. They had to. Yep, I would agree on that. Oh man, violence is really rising a lot. Let's expand development programs. Let's see. Send Jack here. We might have an issue. Oh. And send security support. Yep, this time I'm just gonna handle with all the areas here, because I'm not really liking how Nord-Est is really, like, they're already half, like, the communist support is already, like, halfway. And it's even more reflected upon the Haitian map, like, look at this. It's even reflected in the map. Under President Pierre Dijonne? Wow. Oh, wow. The Spaghetti Western. A new genre arises. Long shall the world remember Manco's name. I love it. Increase support for the Free State of Magadan. Protect American business interests. Film spikes. One man leaves behind his rubbish. Curb radicalism. In desperate times, people will turn to anybody who can offer them a solution, no matter how radical or insane the solution is. Indeed, it is in this way that modern Germany came into being its nightmarish self. This exact scenario is now being played out across America, as a nation full of scared and uncertain people jump ship to the MPP. The MPP insists that they are the only ones who can be trusted to fix America, promising hardline solutions to America's problems, as one might take a sledgehammer to a loose nail. If the RDC is to endure this, we need to make the people of America see that the way the MPP leads to ruins. President Lame Duck McCormick tends to go on the offensive about this, calling upon all red-blooded Americans to stand firm against radicalism. Their siren song, the likes of which has led to so much poverty and death in so many regimes in history, cannot be allowed to take hold in the United States as well. Such a call to action might help win back both wavering liberals and moderate conservatives who were considering switching sides. Rural voters will support the Democratic Party in a span of 2 weeks. I love it. We'll try to curb radicalism the best way we can. That's the thing. We have to curb radicalism. There's no two ways about it. The arsenal of democracy. We're pleased this punch with our new ally, Scotland. Their army is one of the best in Britain, and their defensive position is practically unparalleled. Their one problem is their limited resources. Scotland is small and never built up the same kind of population that England had. They made up with that with their British army training and equipment, but the equipment is getting so old and trainers are even older. They needed updating into the modern era, a factor that the Scottish government has clearly acknowledged. They have sent a request for American assistance in upgrading their arsenal, providing military research for our vast library, from our vast library, and creating a shared training scheme with the American troops stationed in Scotland. Further cooperation with the Scottish can only help with the eventual liberation of Europe. The fruits of our research should be shared with all the nations of a free world. As always, the only limiting factor is how much cash we'll spend for them. Yeah, that's the thing, but we'll try and see if we can get through this. We have a special relationship with Scotland. Sending all that across the Atlantic sounds mad expensive. No, we have a special relationship with Scotland. I am not gonna risk not saying it sounds expensive. I mean, look, we may be running a deficit, but we're not running that much of a deficit. Administrative expenditure. Okay, now we're running a yearly surplus. Military spending is getting way out of hand, fellas. Now we're only having a little bit of good surplus in our hands. Power things up, or let's see. Let's fight poverty a bit. Oh, our GDP capita is rising, but like, ooh, we're almost down to like 25% of poverty. Our military personnel has increased by 10,887. Wow, I have to say, that is something. Ooh! Pennsylvania has both Republican Hugh Scott and such. Nice. We have a good Republican stronghold. Alright, boys, this will be the final push into Africa. Oh, goody! Oh, goody! Welsh endorses Wallace. Oh, man. In an op-ed published today in the paper American Opinion, far-right John Birch Society leader Robert Welsh Jr. offered a rare endorsement to candidate George Wallace, and explaining why he broke with the Society's traditional refusal to endorse political candidates. Welsh wrote, "Oh man, there is only one political in the country who I can say is not part of its National Socialist conspiracy. That man is George C. Wallace. This man flew bombing missions against the Japanese in the war and never gave up that fight. Not even after America was stabbed in the back at the Akagi Accords. Now he's taken the anti-socialist struggle from the Pacific skies to the town halls of America. And our founding fathers enshrined in the Constitution. He's not afraid to stand against the oh my God. Wallace, in this alternate timeline, Wallace thinks that it's a National Socialist created civil rights movement. While some people might think it's a Japanese created, and his anti-constitutional demands has wrestled the MPP pack from the control of the Japan-German agents in the progressive bloc. Wallace is the last for the best hope of the United States. Let's see. Only Wallace can stop the New World Order, or birds of a feather flock together, and these two are cuckoos. Save our republic. Join the JBS, the John Birch Society. Maybe I'll give Wallace a bit of credit here. I'll give him a bit of credit, but it's only token legislation, and we are going conservative in the civil rights movement. So yeah, I would say I'm gonna give Wallace a bit of good credit. Alright,
ready,
boys.
sir!
Time for us to make the final push into Africa.
Ready!
Well, Central Africa.
Move out!
Precise. Foreign policy, let's see here. Oh, man. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. Yeah, fam, I'm not gonna crank up the draft. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. But I could start up a media campaign. I'm not cranking up the draft in South Africa because, one, we're already on the final push in Central Africa, so there's no need. Why would I be stupid in doing that? That'll just cost more political power and stability than it's worth. And controlling the war press. Let's see our government. Ooh, the trust in government is more than 100%. Our war hawk and our optics are really good standing out. So as long as we keep doing that, it's all good. It's all good. We finally curbed radicalism, but oh no, now I actually have to choose between a soul in torment or he was a crook. This one's gonna be a tricky one. I'm already going conservative with the civil rights movement with people voting 2 weeks. I'm giving the nativists a bit more turnout and votes. Frick it. You know what? We'll say he was a crook. I'm going in OTL history, boys and girls. I'm saying he was a crook. I'm calling it, even though the Dixiecrats may not like it. Oh, actually, you know what? I actually changed my mind. I'm gonna say he's a soul in torment, because, oh no, the Northern progressive libs will, they'll be, Nixon is deeply unpopular especially amongst the Northern progressives. While perhaps necessary if we save our image saying he was a crook, it won't go over well with the Southern Democrats. Nixon is deeply unpopular, even with Northern progressives. While perhaps, well, if I say he is a crook, it won't go well with Southern Dixiecrats, but he's unpopular even amongst Northern progressives. So, you know, I think the best out of both worlds as a lesser of two evils, you know, I'm gonna say he's a soul in torment. While basically that the Dixiecrats won't mind saying that it won't mind us saying he was a soul in torment. It would actually kind of please the Northern progressives since he was deeply unpopular. Oh no, the Indian National Congress splits the INC. Allies of circumstance can never be true allies after all. No! You know, it's kind of funny. We ran an excellent RDC campaign. What? So like, oh, so it kind of ended at that point? Okay, that makes sense. Oh, wait. We can actually choose now? Okay, let me double check this again, because I just want to be sure. This seat is up for grabs during the election. Okay, I see your point. Democrat Wayne Morse, Progressive Maureen Neuberger. I knew it! The Deluvier plan? Panay seems to be turning things around over there in France. Ooh. Democrat Ralph Yalborough and Lyndon B. Johnson. Wow. Now these... Oh, finally got it. Jesus. Wondering what... Let's see. I better focus on these states. Massachusetts, Michigan. The object of torture. This light is not for those men. Our optics will decrease by a slow amount. That's just sad, man. That's just mad. That's just really sad. But yeah, Central Africa is almost...
Yes, sir. Ready.
Oh. Wow. Even Spear sent in some sent in volunteers to help Central Africa out. You're way too late to the party, Mr. Spear, because yeah, your colonies aren't gonna really stand a chance. Oh, a question for Mr. President Lame Duck McCormack. Okay, as I was saying, a question for Mr. President Lame Duck McCormick. Good evening, fellow Americans. Part of my goal to bring transparency, openness, and honesty back to the highest office of the land, I am addressing you tonight from the White House to respond to your concerns and questions. It should be duty of every president from here on, elected by popular mandate or thrust into the office thanks to fate, to make it accustomed to have a direct and honest conversation with the citizens of the U.S. to the fullest extent that is possible without endangering national security. To this end, I will respond to several letters that have been addressed to the White House in the past few weeks, each one being an example of the hundreds of letters, messages, and telegrams that are received here every day. The first letter I will address is to Terrence M. Dearborn, Michigan, who writes, as many have regarded the former president. Okay, let's see here. As a proud Republican, I voted for a straight RDC ticket in 1960, yet it still seems unreal that Richard Nixon, who I thought was a smart and effective leader, undermined everything. He did this by his underhand dealings and corruption, including ties with many officials that are now on trial. How do you justify such a thing? How can I vote for the Republicans in 1964? Well, Terrence, I speak for myself, and I hope the entire the RDC convention coalition here that will hear it when I say. Ooh, this one's a good justify. Oh, but this one, oh man, 32 weeks and coalition unity will be down by 5%. While a tragedy, there are other issues at home and against other tyrannies that must be fought off first. Or, but all voters will support the RDs in 1 week. I'll choose this one. They were all convicted for good reasons. They are not part of a RDC. Whew. It's another close call. Now we're gonna pass the torch to the next president. And it must be a good one. We got another CIA operative reporting for duty, and the polls are updated. Oh, the ugly American. Oh yeah. Oh man, that is crazy. Let's check on the horse race. Alright, boys, we finally won the South Africa War. Woohoo! The first step to tomorrow. The men finally done it. For the first time since foundation in the 1920s, the forces of global fascism have suffered defeat on the battlefield. The historicity of a movement was overwhelmed, to the point John McCormick couldn't hear General Westmoreland on the other end of the line. And wow, congratulations, General. We'll see through. Just you wait and see. Out of a frying pan we're out of a neutral frying pan and into the flame. Woo! Foreign policy voters over the span of 10 weeks will consider shifting support to the Democratic Party. And the focus tree will change. How will the focus tree change? Oh, because of that, because we did the, okay, that makes sense. Alright. Ooh, now here comes the big question. South African War victory. The end of the South African War, peace at last in the continent. Let's just say the establishment of one Central African state is the most optimal solution. It may be stupid, but if we put our mind to it, we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it as a Central African Republic. I'm gonna do it. I swear. And trust me, I won't fumble and go into that super event where they did it. The Dark Continent is no more. Woohoo! The OFN grows stronger, trust in government increased by a large amount, service manpower goes up more, Optics increase. Rural and urban both support the Democrats for 4 weeks. A page will be removed from the global context. Woohoo! The establishment of a CIR. Of a CAR. Yeah, duty calls from Washington, D.C. We're actually not going to switch into Central African Republic, because then I'm just going to ruin the, So, yeah. Let's check on foreign policy. Push for a federal East Africa. Oh, wow. Expanding the Port-au-Prince harbor. Okay. Whew. This is something. Expand development programs there. Okay, work with, okay, expand, scale back troops. Hang on, I need to, okay, so 50% means stable, but I also need to make sure that I don't screw things up. So so given that, because the smoothness is going to be a bit awkward, I'm just going to say, let's say, we shall peacekeeping in Angola and the Congo. Offer administrative support, which will decrease our trust, but hey, it's actually a good idea, so why not? Push for a federal East Africa. And yeah, I'm not gonna use napalm or scale back troops, because that's just stupid. If I use napalm, I'm just gonna make the situation foliation just worse for wear. All right, let's see. Now we're getting back to the Haitian possible civil war. Oh dang, violence just got up to a 78, but the wariness for it is like supply napalm and defoliants? Oh heck nah, I'm not doing that in Haiti. No way. Haiti, as a nation, Haiti might have already suffered with us doing occupations back then, but I am not gonna make it worse now. Just do some expanding support security forces and that's it. That's all I'm doing. Expanding Port-au-Prince harbor. You know, I'm getting tired of this. Why don't we just... There we go. Finally. I guess the reason why I had to debug smooth on, that was why. But finally, I can at least do some things good now. Okay. I really need to make sure I know whether I have debug smooth on or off next time, because this is ridiculous. Let's see. The 1964 Tokyo Olympics came to an end, and Tokyo has left quite the impression, I will say. Let's see. Expand the Cape Haitian Harbor. Supply forces there. All right, crunching numbers at the desk. Sleep well, caretaker president. Oh, wow. Even Iberia wants colonies back, and Salazar is telling us. First off, let's do the Salazar one. Salazar wants wants Portuguese colonies back to be put into the Iberian Union. Following our victory conclusion of the South Africa War, one cannot neglect to mention support Iberia had for us within the conflict. A sizable contribution significantly aided in creating the conditions for victory over the Boers and German Spear. The Iberians themselves are very well aware of this fact, and are thus attempting to leverage it to their best interests. Recently, a signed letter from Caldios Antonio Salazar, the Portuguese co-dictator of Iberia, arrived for the president, the nature of which the letter, if one could get around the complexities of diplomatic writing, was a candid request. Salazar expressed to us, following the significant Iberian contributions to for the South Africa War, that a request for the U.S. that Iberia be allowed to reoccupy the former Portuguese colonies seized by the Germans prior decades. While we understand that Iberia desired to reclaim her former territories following a hard-fought conflict, it would be near impossible for us to retain a positive moral image should we accept. Our public image was one of fighting for freedom and against German imperialism and aggression in the region. Should we allow Iberia her part spoils of war, it would merely appear to be replacing one colonial dictatorship with another. The Iberians will not be pleased to be denied. However, for our sake, we have one choice. We appreciate the help, but this is not acceptable. And crunching numbers at the desk. And sleep well, caretaker president. Now the event will go on. Yep. A president's visit. Thank you for your service. Ooh, I can establish the MAC. American war awareness will increase slightly. American involvement will increase considerably. Oh, wow. It's the economy, darn it. Americans vote with their pocketbooks. The boys are coming home. Another generation defined by war. Warning, low stability imminent. Commit more troops. Whew, that was close. You have to keep at least stability in the Central African Republic. Ooh, the presidential debate. Let's see here, between Republican and MPP, let's see. Ooh, Wallace Bennett and George... Oh, now we got to the candidates. Wallace F. Bennett and George Wallace. Let's see. The partisans of the Ivory Coalition were quick to claim their advantage, won the debate, but it's really up to the independents. The independent swing voters to decide who actually emerged victorious in the polls and come to eventually the election itself. Wallace's free trade brought over the independents. Woohoo! We will do that. This will be a controversy following the MPP for about 12 weeks and impact their coalition unity by 2%. All voters will tend to support the Republican Party for 2 weeks. Yep, I am not letting that go. Salvador Allende inaugurated in Chile in 1964. The vultures have already begun to circle. And that's not saying much. We ran a good campaign. We're currently running it was the NPP that ran a good campaign, not us. Darn it. The presidential election shall now play out. Oh boy, let's see how this goes. Wallace F. Bennett or George Wallace. Oh yeah, I actually have to play it in order to do so. Ooh, my boy Bennett's gonna win! We're already in the lead. Come on. Oh, darn. Woohoo! Election day! Yes! Yes, we won, boys! The Mormon president has been elected! Yep, he has now been determined the winner for the 64 elections! Woohoo! He finally got Bennett right in office. We got the Mormon president. We got the Mormon from Utah now being elected president for next year to be inaugurated. Yeah, woohoo, nice. Oh, I can send lots more arms shipments. Let's see. Oh, dang. Support security forces. Let's see, send arms shipments. Well, I have to say that despite everything, we actually did a good job. We got now Wallace is going to be a true we should okay, let's put in civil austerity now. Now we're running a good now we're getting a good 1% surplus, but hey, as long as we don't put too much negative surplus, that's all that matters. There we go. Our inflation is slightly rising. Okay, let's counter pennies now. And I know much of it won't be much or anything because of this. So we'll stop here on the 27th of November 1964 for now. But I'm really happy with the results we got for playing as Bennett, because now it'll be my first chance to say, and for the people saying with me putting the TNO8, now we got to TNO USA Bennett save. This is only one of the two alternate timelines we'll be going. The TNO wait is where I actually chose Bennett. So in an alternate video, which will be the same episode which will be the same copied episode, we will now have. I'll then try to choose LBJ for presidency, and we'll see how it goes from that timeline. But we'll first be doing the TNO USA Bennett timeline, just to see how things will go. Anyway, hope you Mormon ladies and gents and everyone else had a good time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Woohoo!